What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who support me, who support this platform. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated and much love, man. Good morning to everybody. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. We in the building. And this morning, man, I just want to come to y'all and chop it up. Of course, some things I have on my mind, man, as always. And lately I've been up early a lot. Like I get up early every morning, but lately I've been up in the wee hours and I can't sleep. Like I I wake up 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I just can't sleep. Yeah, hear me, taking occasional breaks. That's me sipping some tea. But I had a lot on my mind this morning, and I was pretty much thinking about because I was listening to and shout out to Man of Tomorrow. Shout out to all the brothers that was on that platform, on that panel last night. And I was just listening to what they were saying, and I'm like, damn, you know, brothers, man, we gotta start really evaluating the purpose of relationships. And I know, you know, that is the main, that is the underlying topic behind a lot of these other discussions. It's really about relationships and how you deal in relationships. And something just said, man, damn, for most brothers, what is our outlook on relationships? How do the normal black man look at relationships? How do we view relationships? And I'm like, damn, do we really evaluate relationships based on what we were taught? And what is it we was actually taught a relationship is? And when I looked it up, I'm gonna read the definition for y'all. And when I read this, for all the people who were saying that, the BC is not a gynocracy, it is a goddamn lie. Let me read what Wikipedia says. Well, Bing. When I typed in the purpose of relationships in the search engine, look what pops up. The purpose of a relationship is to live within and maintain the social structures. Let me read that again. The purpose of a relationship is to live within and maintain the social structure. So from the time we were little boys, we were told to get married, get girlfriends, to maintain the social structure. This is why we were told to get married, to maintain a social structure that we didn't even create. The BM did not create the social structure in which we live in, but we were taught this. Our mothers taught us this. You need to grow up, you need to get a job or get a career, make some money for yourself, find a wife, and have children. They told us that because that is what they were taught. But you got people out here saying that they're not programmed. But just off the definition, just off this alone, when I typed in the purpose of relationships, it says the purpose of a relationship is and to live within and maintain the social structure, i.e., get married and have kids. People with this purpose in mind are the ones who get very anxious about defining the relationship so that they know what this is and where we're going. The codependent approach. This is why when you're dealing with a woman, she want to hurry up and find out, what are y'all? Are we together? Are we just friends? Are we, you know, are we smashing buddies? What are we? Are we friends with benefits? Are we just associates? This is why they put pressure on you, black man, to quickly tell them what they are. What is this relationship about? This is all based on a social structure that neither one of us created, the BM or the BW. And this plays into the topic, growth or comfort. The people who you are in relationships with, friendships, intimate relationships, what are they based on? Are they based on growth or comfort? Because based on what I just read, the social structure was designed for us to codepend on each other for comfort, for comfort. And this is why nobody's getting married. This is why you got brothers saying they don't want to have children, because they're waking up to this social structure. This shit was designed for it to be the way it is. Because if you're codepending on someone, you will never grow. You will stay comfortable. You will be comfortable dealing with people's bullshit and be accepting of it, because what? This is the whole purpose of relationships. Little do we know. See? And a lot of us don't understand that. We don't see this. See? Marriage and all of that shit is a social structure. And it's designed to keep people going a specific way in life. This is why I told y'all a while ago to watch the movie The Adjustment Bureau. Because in that movie, it shows how the higher ups or what we like to call a higher up. So I'm just using that terminology so people can understand what I'm saying. They designed certain programs, they put certain programs into play into society so they can pretty much dictate on how everyone lives their life. It's like taking a multiple choice exam. It's like taking an exam where it's all multiple choice. And a lot of us is living this kind of existence where you have choices that was picked out for you. So no matter what choice you pick, that is not a choice that you created for yourself. That is a choice that was already there. So no matter which one you pick, it is originally not your choice. You picked from what they wanted you to pick from. And this is the ideology, the whole ideology behind instilling the gynocracy. Because we are going to dictate what you do, what you become, what you accept in life, what you get in life. There's choices you can pick from in the gynocracy, but you're still there. They're not going to give you a choice where you can get out of it. The only way you can get out of it is to say, I don't want any of those choices. Matter of fact, I'm going to rip the test up and throw it away because the test is rigged. And this is why you have brothers opting out of relationships because we're actually not operating within the true purpose of being in a relationship. Because what do you hear most people talking about when they talk about marriage, relationships, having children? What do you hear them speaking about? What do you hear them speaking about? Oh, I'm looking for my better half. What do you hear? What do you hear the quintessential BW saying? I'm looking for my better half. I'm looking for somebody I could count on. I'm looking for somebody I could depend on. I'm looking for somebody that knows me better than me. These are all talking points of codependency. But then they'll turn around and tell you that they're independent when they're really dependent on you. They're dependent on you to be that shoulder to cry on. They're dependent on you to keep making excuses for their shortcomings. They're depending on us to do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all like and share the show, man. They're depending on you for this because this is a social structure to keep people in line, for them to be able to sit back and watch us like little mice on a hamster wheel and just watch you live your life in circles for generations. It's going to be the same shit. You see? So are your relationships in life based on growth or comfort? The people you decide to deal with, do they represent growth or comfort? Your woman, your wife, whoever, what do they represent in your life? Growth or comfort? Because I'm going to tell you this. Most women, most women, they're looking for comfort. This is why their nature is to nest, to find a safe place, because a woman cannot feel comfortable if she's not safe. This is why a woman could sleep comfortable around a cold-blooded killer, because she feels safe. And where there's safety in a woman's eyes, there's comfort. So even though she's sleeping in the trap house, she know that it's two AK-47s in there. So she feels safe because she's depending on that dude, that if somebody come in this house, he gonna jump up and let that AK off. See? That's codependency, which represents comfort. Women who talks about financial stability, that is a sign of comfort. If you don't make enough money for her to get the things that she like, she's not going to be comfortable, because those trinkets that she likes to buy makes her feel comfortable about other things that she's inadequate about in life. Shout out to Dollar Washer. You see? And it is the same thing. It's the same thing with men. A lot of BMs out here are looking to get married and be with women because they're looking for comfort in their life. They're just looking to be comfortable. They don't want to die alone. Oh, I don't want to die lonely. You being lonely is not predicated on you not having anyone. You're just a lonely person. That is something that you have to correct within yourself, which represents what? Growth. This is why a lot of us are in relationships and are in marriages and we're not happy, because the relationship does not represent growth. You're not going anywhere with this person because the person that you're with is not into growth. They are into comfort. They're looking for you to sustain them so they can be comfortable. This is why most women, most BWs touch on the money piece, because most women feel that they cannot be comfortable around a broke dude. If you broke, how can I be comfortable? How can I feel comfortable around you if you can't even take me to Applebee's? How can I feel comfortable? But she's forgetting to say, well, damn, how can I tell him that? I can't take myself to Applebee's. I can't take myself to Ruth Chris. I can't buy my own Chanel bags. See that? I can't do it myself. This is why I need you to do it, because I can't provide my own comfort for me. And you know why they don't, do you know why most of our women don't look at it like it's their job? Because that is not the narrative that they were taught. They were taught that a man is supposed to take care of a woman. But that is a social construct that was not created by your man. You see? See, we running. This is why and y'all could check out the Matrix series. This is why I really got into that. And I really talk about programming because we're running off of someone else's program. Little do we know. We didn't create the programs and the constructs in which we live under. So it's my job as being a thinking black man to challenge those things. That's my job, to challenge those things. And my job is to also challenge my woman or anybody that's around me. But see, most of our women, they don't want to be challenged in that way because it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable. And they were taught that it is your job to ensure comfort in their life. And see, the reason why a lot of women are unhappy is because they're realizing that a lot of men are starting to understand that all of that shit was bullshit. I don't, my job is not to make you feel comfortable. That's your own job. If you feeling uncomfortable, if you feeling insecure, that's on you. That's a you problem. Shout out to my man JT, the underrated darkness. Cause he always say that. It's a you problem. That's not a me problem. It's a you problem. Your man is not your man to make you feel better about yourself. That is not his job. But do you know most marriages and relationships is predicated on these falsehoods? They're predicated on these things. Children were conceived within this mindset. And then we wonder why our young boys can't get things right. You wonder why young black men, it take us so long to get our shit together. It is because we have to deconstruct so much programs that was put into us. Black men were, we were taught from young boys to be the white knights. We didn't know what white knight syndrome was. We didn't know what Captain Saberholes was. But we were taught that. We were taught to put women on a pedestal that don't even deserve anything. We were taught this. This is not something we just decided to do. We were taught this. We was taught to respect people who's not worthy of respect. We was taught to take care of women who doesn't deserve to be taken care of because we were taught that men are supposed to take care of women no matter what. And it all goes back to this. The purpose of a relationship is to live within and maintain the social structure, i.e., get married and have kids. People with this purpose in mind are the ones who get very anxious about defining the relationship so that they know what this is and where we're going. The codependent approach. But you got all these black women out here talking about they independent. You got all these black women out here talking about they independent. When they're searching, when they're in desperating need for codependency. You looking for a man to come and rescue you out your situation. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. He can't talk to me if he can't pay my bills because you having trouble paying your own goddamn bills. So you're not independent. You're not independent. Because if you find you a sap sucker that'll pay your rent, you will let him pay your rent. So guess what? You're not independent, ma'am. You are codependent and you are in search for codependency. Why? Because then you will be more comfortable. You don't have to work as much. You don't have to exert as much energy as you exert. You can relax. Because what you're really looking for is comfort, not growth. And this is why when we get in relationships, after time, after time, after time, we don't go anywhere. The relationship stays stagnant. We see a little growth, then we go back to stagnant. Growth, stagnant. Growth, stagnant. Because women are looking for comfort. They're not looking to grow. Most women are not looking to grow. That's why most women are not on their grind. They're not grinding to be more than what they are. Most women are happy with all their bills paid and some extra money for them to shop and have their hair and nails done. You can do that with a few $1,000s. They're not looking to be more than that. But they out here talking about they independent. You're not independent if you getting check from the government. You're not independent. You're not independent. You're not. You're not independent if your man is paying your bills. You're not independent. Because let him don't pay the rent that month. You're gonna have a problem with that. Because guess what? You done got so used to this nigga paying the rent that now the money that you used to take to pay the rent, you could spend it now. So let's say 1 month, he just tests you. Like, yo, babe, I ain't paid the rent this month. She'll lose her goddamn mind. What you mean you ain't paid the rent? You know I just went on this vacation with my homegirls. I ain't got no rent money. Nigga, huh? Nigga, you need to get out. Cause you can't even do nothing for me. But you so independent. You so independent though. But you looking for somebody to do something for you. But you so independent. You're so independent. But you're looking for a white knight because you were taught that your man is designed to hide your insecurities. He's supposed to protect you from you. That's why I did the stream. We cannot save women from themselves. She's her own problem, bro. She not your problem. And this is something that I'm learning and I'm continuing to learn. Women is not, she not your problem. The issues she got going on with her, it ain't got shit to do with you. Those are her problems. And you need to let her deal with them. So if she ain't making enough goddamn money so she can be comfortable, that's her fucking problem. That ain't yours because you fucking her. That ain't your problem. But they make you believe that because of this narrative that was taught to both of us. This is why you have men that go out their way to make a woman comfortable. And this is why you have women telling men that they have to go out their way to make them feel comfortable. It's all because of this shit right here that niggas probably never even went and read. This is why they say reading is fundamental. This is why. Because this is a program that was instilled in us. Black men were programmed to be white knights, to come and rescue our women. The damsel in distress, we have to rescue her. And if we don't rescue her, we're not man enough. But what are you rescuing her from? What are you saving her from? Let's get into the true purpose of relationships. Because see, a nigga like me, I read. I like to read. I know I talk a lot, but the reason why I speak the way I speak is because I read. It says your relationship, this is the true purpose of relationships. It says your relationship is not there to make you happy. Let me read that again. Your relationship is not there to make you happy. It is not there to satisfy your needs. It is not there to help you escape your loneliness. Let me read that one again because there's a lot of lonely chicks out here talking this independent shit, but you lonely as hell. You can't wait to find you a nigga that like you that got something so you can latch your ass on to him. With your pseudo independent ass. Your relationship is not there to make you happy. It is not there to satisfy your needs. Now listen to what's being said here. And then listen to these black women, no, these hyenas get on these talk shows and these radio shows and talk about how men don't satisfy them. How he doesn't make me happy. And then you got these celebrities who are really maggles. Most of your celebrities are maggles. Most of these black male celebrities, they're maggles. It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. You can have whatever you like. continuing to preach and push the social program of to live within and to maintain the social structure. This is why a lot of these black male entertainers say the shit that they say and promote what they promote because they're being paid to maintain the social structure. So that's why T.I. had to make these songs for women. That's why they say when you make a good female song, you done crossed over. You can have whatever you like. When that is not the true purpose of a relationship. That is not the true purpose of a relationship. That is to maintain the social construct in which we live in. But most of our women, they want to go and be with these celebrity cats. Why? Because they can provide them a life of what? Comfort. They can provide them a life of comfort. I'm gonna put you in this big ass house. I'm gonna give you this car. I'm gonna put some racks in your bank account. So what you complaining about? What's the problem? Your relationship is not there to make you happy. It is not there to satisfy your needs. It is not there to help you escape loneliness. Its purpose is not for you to procreate, although you might. It is not there to provide you with tax breaks, although you should take that. It is certainly not there for you to exploit by exerting power and control over the other. It is not there to hold together the so called moral fiber of society. It is not there because God mandates it. It is not there for divine male and divine female to merge through you and your partner. It is not there to play with Kundalini, although can be used for that. It is there as the mirror in which to see yourself clearly. That's it. That's what it's for. And this is why I say we have to heal before we build. See, when you're in a relationship, you should be learning things about you through your partner. You should be seeing just where you went wrong at. Some of the decisions you made could have been right. Some of them could have been wrong. See, that is the true purpose of relationships. That is the true purpose. It's not all this other malarkey that they like to promote. It's not that. It's not. It's not. It's not about comfort. It's not about y'all having a bunch of business. Now y'all can do all of this stuff. See, I'm not speaking on this for as if I'm against this stuff. I'm not against it. To each his own. I'm just here giving y'all the game behind what's not what they not really telling us. And this is why they can call themselves the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, because they understand this. They understand this. And they live their life like this. But they set up society for us not to live like that. Because there will be no control in society if we all live this way. This is the way to live free. And I spoke about this when I did the stream on the attachment theory created by John Bowlby. Y'all go and check that out. We have to free ourselves from attachments. And a lot of times we get in these relationships because we want to be attached to something. And in this article, they're going to get into it. It says relationships produces pain for you so that you may awaken to what needs to be worked on within yourself. Now, if you tell your woman that, she'll probably curse you the fuck out. What? 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 You cheated on me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's got something to do with your ass. You the one that need to change, not me. See that? That's codependency. That's her depending on you to not do something that she may not like. She's not depending on herself. So she's not independent. This is why I laugh when I hear that strong, independent black woman shit, because it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a fallacy. You wasn't taught to be independent. Just like we weren't. You wasn't taught to be independent. You weren't taught that. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Make sure y'all like the stream, share the stream. Cash App, $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Man. Good morning to everybody in the chat room. I hit the Cash App up. $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV. You see? Because this is what we were really taught. That the purpose of relationships is to live within and maintain the social structure. Get married and have kids. That is not a construct we created. You see? That's all codependency. Because guess what? You can live your life without a wife. You can live your life without children. You don't have to be married to be happy. But you got women out here telling guys if they 40, 50 years old and they don't have a wife, that they're miserable. No, you're miserable because you mad that that man is single because you single. And you're also mad at him because he's not codepending on a woman. Because when you get married, you are in a codependent situation. You depend on your wife, and your wife depends on you. That is that's codependency. That's not independency. You're not independent. You're not. That's the codependent approach. And now you have to live within those guidelines. So you have to tiptoe. Men have to tiptoe when they do shit. And black men, we've been doing that shit for too long, tiptoeing through life. This is why a lot of brothers ain't happy. This is why a lot of brothers are angry because codependency produces that. It produces that. These narratives produces that in men. It produces stress because you're not free. You can't say the shit you want to say no more. You can't be brutally honest because you worrying about how she gonna feel about it. So guess what you are? You codependent on her feelings. See, we don't understand the true essence of a relationship and what relationships are. Relationships are life, man. It's part of life. Why do you think they say birds of a feather flock together? Because the people you hang around is representations of you. They're representations of you, good and bad. But we don't look at that when we in relationships. When we're in intimate relationships, it's always pointing the finger. Well, you did this. Well, you said that. And it's because we're depending on one another to not offend one another. It's a codependent approach. And a lot of us, man, we don't want that no more. We don't want that shit. And like I said before, man, the number one, see, we could talk about all the other things, but the real agenda at play is to make sure that black men never become free. That's what it's about. We don't want black men walking around this goddamn earth understanding who they are and understanding that they could do what they want to do. They don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe the black woman shit. You don't owe your mama shit. You don't owe your grandmama shit. See, they don't want us to be that way. But guess what? That's how WMs are socialized. Most of them are socialized that way. You don't owe nobody. You don't owe nobody nothing, Michael. Michael, you go out and you be happy, Michael. I'm your mama and I love you, but you go be happy, boy. See, that's how they're socialized. That's why they'll go around the whole goddamn globe and do what they want. But they don't want us to be that way. There is a conscious effort. There is a whole agenda to make sure that us BMs never get that mindset and never start moving toward it. I'm talking about in masses, not in small pockets. When it becomes a consensus amongst us that this is what it is, they don't want that. This is why you have the Gail Kings. This is why you have the Gabrielle Unions. And I'm going to tear her ass up tonight because we're going to get into her and Dwayne Wade and their new boy girl, Zaya. We're going to get into that tonight too. Because she's the one who pushed that shit for that boy to turn into a girl. See, there is a concerted effort to make sure we stay within these social structures, these constructs. It says relationships produces pain for you so that you may awaken to what needs to be worked on within yourself. In the case of Princess is a story that was in the article. I didn't want to read the story because the story was kind of too long. But basically, in the story, it was a guy and a woman, and he was basically her knight in shining armor. She was happy. She was comfortable. But every once in a while, he used to slap her. This is what's being said in the story. And she didn't understand why he would slap her every once in a while. He'll just slap her. And they went to, a shaman or, some type of healer. And the healer was telling her this. In the case of Princess, she was lucky as the pain was benefiting her without her knowledge. Now, I know some women are probably like, oh my God, is he serious? Is he advocating that we get our ass whooped? No, 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 no. Think past your nose, sweetheart. Think past your nose, okay? Think past your little fifis for a minute and think. Let's think a little bit. The pain was benefiting her without her knowledge. But in most of our cases, we need to utilize the suffering caused by the relationship to inspect closely the disease of our attachments. See? So it's not about advocating somebody getting hands put on them. But what is being said is the girl in the story getting slapped was a representation of something. It was a representation of some other trauma that is being played out where she doesn't understand. You see? He was really slapping her to wake her up from something that she didn't see that was wrong with her from within. Not that she deserved to be slapped. You see? It's called symbolism. As above, so below. As within, so without. So what's going on internally with you, you're going to project it on the outside. And people can see that. The pain, upset, discomfort caused in the relationship helps to reveal the attachments we have in the inner working of our minds. It could be as simple as feeling bad for not being complimented on a new dress, or as complex as getting upset with your partner for giving away too much charity. Now notice that. Notice that example. How many of us that happened to? How many of us that happened to? Your woman asks you, "Do I look nice? You like this?" And because you didn't give her the response she's looking for, she's upset. But that didn't have nothing to do with your compliment or your compliment lack of compliments. The problem is her, because she doesn't feel she looked that good in the dress. So if you tell her that, that is going to make her feel good about her not feeling good. Like, oh, well, shit, I don't really like it, but at least he do. And then what happens over time, she becomes codependent on that. And this is how women get used to being lied to. And this is why it's hard for them to accept men who tell them the truth. And this is why most guys who understand that, they just lie. Because they like, she don't want to hear the goddamn truth. She not even built to accept it. So why not just keep feeding her what she wants, giving her comfort? See, there's some guys who will give you what you want. There's some women that'll give you what you want. Because some of us can't handle the truth. Because what? Lies are comfortable. It's comfortable. The pain, upset, discomfort caused in a relationship helps to reveal the attachments we have and the inner working of our minds. It could be as simple as feeling bad for not being complimented on a new dress, or as complex as getting upset with your partner for giving away too much to charity. All the upsets, big and small, simple and complex, have their roots in our attachments. The attachments could be to security, money, sex. A lot of you dudes, this is where you fall victim to sex. You're so attached to this that you become codependent on the hyena. And this is why you got brothers out here saying the shit that they saying, because they are codependent on the puss. They need the puss. Without the puss, there's no them. This is their attachment. And your attachments create your what? your mindset, your outlook on things, your paradigm. This is why I say, you know, the push should not be our paradigm. And there's a lot. This is why you got a lot of these dudes, a lot of these maggles running around saying what they saying. Because they need sex. They need sex. Sex is a big part of their existence. They have accomplished what they've accomplished in life because they want to have sex. This is this is the attachments could be security, money, sex, power, prestige, name, fame, religion, children, family, country, comfort, food, etc. It does not matter. Our relationships, especially the intimate ones, will reveal them to us. So when you in a relationship, you have to always identify your purpose here. What is your purpose? What is your partner's purpose? And I'm not talking about just what they say, but you got to watch what they do too, because it will reveal itself. When you notice your relationship is stagnant and it's never going nowhere, it is because one person that's in the relationship is comfortable with being stagnant. They're comfortable with the little shit that they have. So if you a person that wants more and you're letting your partner know that you want more, but this person is okay with being stagnant and accepting the little shit that they have because it's a representation of their attachments and which they don't want to let go, then that means they don't want to grow. And if you want to grow, but the person you with don't, eventually you're going to have to end that. You're going to have to end it. Because then you have to identify what is your attachment. Why are you even with this person who don't want to grow? It's something about them that you're attached to. And this is shit that we have to figure out and admit to ourselves. We can't keep running around fooling ourselves. We can't. As long as we have these attachments and they are strong within us, we live in fear and misery. We live in fear and misery. Afraid of not getting that which we want. Afraid of losing it if we have it, and fearful of those on whom we depend on for their fulfillment. What I said earlier. How many of us are looking to be married because we looking for our better half? How many of us are looking to be married because we looking to fulfill something? Because you can't fulfill yourself. If you looking to be with somebody to be fulfilled, you are codependent. You are not independent. You see? This is why I say, man, when you listening to these dudes and they giving their messages, man, you gotta listen to the undertone. I listen to dudes' undertones. See, because a lot of these guys tell you how you need to get your shit together for you, but now all of a sudden they telling you, oh, if you not good, if you don't have your shit together for you, well, or getting your shit together for you will attract more women. So the undertone is not you getting your shit together for you, but the undertone is get your shit together, bruh, because you want to be more marketable to these women. So the underlying message is you're doing it for her. See, I pay very close attention. Very close attention. I analyze what these dudes be saying. This is why I did the show Female Placators. A lot of these guys are placating to women, but they're telling you they're uplifting men. They're telling you they're trying to teach you how to be a better man, but they really teaching you that shit to get a woman. And you know why they're doing that? You know why that's their undertone? Because that's what the fuck they're doing in their life. They're trying to be the best person they could be so a woman could say, I love you. We're going to be together forever. A lot of these niggas are like that. This is why I don't take a lot of these guys serious. This is why you don't hear me name dropping a bunch of dudes. Because I'm watching these dudes with a microscope. And I've already heard their message change. And I knew it would change. Because their underlying message is not really to uplift men. It's not to uplift men to be better men for themselves first. It is for you to be better so you can have a better pick at some kitties, at the kittens. That is what they're telling you this shit for. That's why they telling you to go make more money. That's why they telling you to get your gear together, to get in shape, to do this, to do that. Also, another pool of women can be attracted to you. That's what it's all about. So you can find a wife and have kids and do what? Maintain the social structure. This is why I don't take these guys serious. This is why. This is why you don't hear me name dropping these guys. Cause I know. I know. I know. Niggas will tell you what not to do, but living a whole separate life. Nigga, if you married or if you in a relationship, why aren't you teaching the brothers who are in relationships and who are married? Why are you talking to brothers as if you're single when you're not? Why are you acting as if you're not codependent on women or vagina when you are? See, you ain't getting 8, 9s, and 10s because of this. If you do this, you'll attract 8, 9s, and 10s. But then I'll turn around and tell you it ain't all about women. Really, nigga? Can't fool me, bro. And the shit goes deep. And see, you know why they doing that? Because they really don't understand this. They really don't understand that the purpose of this whole relationship shit is to maintain a social structure. They don't understand that part. That's why they think what they teaching is right when it's not. That's why they teaching shit and thinking that they not lying when they are. When they not leading brothers astray, when they are. Nigga, you can't teach me about how to be a player and how to fuck different chicks and you married. Shut up. Unless you can show me by bringing other women up that you're smashing and talk that shit around them. See, if you ain't doing that, you don't have me sold on your game. I don't believe that. Because a lot of these guys will sit up here and talk this shit to us, but they don't talk like that around women. They're very mild-mannered around women. They don't talk this kind of shit around women. They don't. But they come on YouTube and talk it amongst us, thinking they helping brothers. When you're not, you're lying. And I see that you're lying. I see right through it. You're lying, nigga. You're lying. You're lying. What is the sense of you teaching brothers to go out and smash as many chicks as you can if eventually he's gonna be married? Then why are you teaching niggas how to be bachelors? Won't you just teach them how to go get wives? But we don't see none of that. We don't see dudes teaching that. And these niggas are married. You don't hear these niggas teaching how to keep a relationship, and these niggas are in relationships. You don't hear them teaching that. I'm telling you, man, growth or comfort. What do your relationships represent in your life? Growth or comfort? Your friends, do they represent comfort or growth in your life? Do they represent freedom or slavery? Which one? Which one? So I just wanted to come to y'all this morning, man, and chop it up with y'all about that. Stuff I had on my mind, man, and I just wanted to talk to y'all about it, man, because this is it's just crazy. As long as we have these attachments and they are strong within us, we live in fear and misery, afraid of not getting and afraid of not getting that which we want, afraid of losing it. If we have it, and fearful of those on whom we depend on for their fulfillment. Any relationship upon which you depend for your personal gratification. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. It says, any relationship upon which you depend for your personal gratification and security will eventually lead you to the mess of anger, control, possessiveness, jealousy, fear, and hatred. This is relatively easy to see if we watch relationships in action. So, measuring the strength of one's relationship by the level of attachment is quite silly. In fact, life will not allow such relationships to endure, and by producing a few storms, she will eventually tear it down and force a new one to be built. On the other hand, when two self sufficient people meet, adore each other, and enjoy each other's company, we have the makings of something special. Now, how many of us actually been in a relationship like that? Where you're self sufficient, she's self sufficient, and y'all just enjoy each other's company. No attachments, no labels, no rules and guidelines. Oh, we can't have sex on the first date because then you might lose respect for me. You know, dumb shit like that. Let me read that again. When two self-sufficient people meet, adore each other, and enjoy each other's company, we have the makings of something special. Seeing the trouble that attachment brings and realizing that love and fear cannot coexist. So don't say you love your man, but you afraid he gonna go fuck somebody else. You don't love him. Don't say you love your woman, but because she got a fat old ass, you won't let her go to Walmart by herself because you think she gonna take somebody's phone number. You don't love her. For one, because you're afraid, and two, you're possessive. So she can't walk through the mall by herself because her ass too fat and she gonna get too much male attention. And I can't have dudes hawking at my woman, even though she had a fat ass when you met her. You ain't the reason for her ass fat. But then these is the type of people that get together and have children. These are the people that get together and get married with these types of issues. This is the real reason why BMs and BWs can't be together no more. This is why. The shit that we haven't fixed within ourselves as individuals. The fact that you can't get over getting cheated on. You can't get over that. So now every dude gotta pay for that shit. And that creates misery, man. That creates misery. Which what? Most people who are comfortable are miserable. See? This is relatively easy to see if we watch relationships in action. Oh, let me scroll down. Seeing the trouble that attachment brings and realizing that love and fear cannot coexist, what can be done? Solutions. Change your attitudes towards relationship pain. You got women saying, well, I'm not supposed to feel that way if I'm in relationships. You not supposed to make me feel that way. You. Notice they always pointing fingers. What you not supposed to do to them. When guess what? It's a self-inflicted wound. You felt like that about yourself already. It has nothing to do with him. He's just here to remind you, like they was making an example when the guy was slapping the girl. The healer was telling her those slaps was a representation of him trying to wake you up to something that's going on within you. Change your attitude towards relationship pain. See it for what it really is. An opportunity for insight. 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 You know, because people like to use words and really don't know the connotations of them. Insight. To see within. Not insight on your man so you could prove that he ain't shit. That's not insight. The insight of your man not being shit is a representation of you keep liking dudes who ain't shit. That's the insight that you don't want to admit to. Why? Because it hurts. It makes you feel uncomfortable. And you don't want to grow. You want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable. You want to Lay your eggs in a nice, safe nest place where it's warm, there's no predators, and you can be safe and comfortable. You don't want to grow. You think you deserve to be married because when you was a little girl, you was told that you have to get a husband. But you're not even prepared to be a wife. Because your representation of a wife is somebody who sits around and enjoy the fruits of the labor of her husband, not actually being there for him, actually supporting him. You know, like Paul Robeson's wife, at one point he was living off her income. But you got women out here talking that bullshit, but then turn around and say, oh, I love the black man. How? 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 When you don't have no insight, when you don't see that, oh, okay, this dude may not be financially good right now, but this man actually provides me something intangible. He's actually here to help me heal. He's actually here to protect me and help me heal so I can grow into being the wife he needs, which in turn will motivate him. And then eventually the bag is gonna come. But y'all don't understand this because y'all don't have any insight. Y'all don't look within. Everything is a outer thing. And this is why you're miserable. This is why you're miserable. This is why you men are miserable and hard up and ready to run to other countries just to get some ass. Insight into the working of pleasure and its child, desire, or pain and its child, fear. So the child of pleasure is desire, and the child of pain is fear. The way of insight is through delicate observation. The way of insight is through delicate observation. When any upset occurs, watch closely how you react to it. Watch closely how the storm of your thoughts starts to take control. I can't believe he did this again. He does it every time. I have told him so many times before. He knows how important this is for me. He is so selfish and inconsiderate. I bet he wouldn't treat his mother like this. Now, mind you, I'm reading this, y'all. I'm not. I'm not being a smartass right now. I'm actually reading this. I'm reading this. Why doesn't he change? I am never gonna speak to him again. I am so right. On and on thoughts takes over, and one is caught in chaos. This is childish and won't help at all. And the worst part is that a golden opportunity is being wasted. The opportunity of insight. An opportunity to observe the self in action and perceive the root cause of the attachment. Have you ever tried to observe the actual feeling, the physical reality of what is taking place without interfering and without getting carried away into all the mental threads? By doing so, you will allow the fact of what is happening, anger, jealousy, fear, and etc., to reveal itself to you in its complete detail. It's some deep shit, man. It's some deep shit. This is to understand by direct perception and allow insight to blossom. This is the only approach that will root out and weaken attachments. Okay? This is the only way. So when you go to therapy, all the therapist is doing is teaching you to do what I just read. That's all they're doing. Because some people actually don't know how to do it for themselves. So that's what they go to therapy for. But this is what they're doing. Any other reaction on your part to suppress the feeling or run away from it or replace it with good feelings or psychoanalyze it, etc., will simply leave the underlying causes intact, only to have the outburst happen again when the time is ripe. You want to know how to fix the BM and the BW relationship? Find out the true purpose of relationships first before you even get yourself in one. See, the children cannot be the future if we're not teaching them the correct things. If we're repeating the same programs that we were programmed on, then the system never gets updated. The equipment is no longer high tech. It's not of high quality anymore. This is why you notice over the years the children is getting worse. It's because of the parents. They've gotten worse. And it is because of these programs. It was designed for this shit to be this way. But it's up to us to understand certain things and to teach our children the right way. So they don't have to fall in the same pits that we did. So they can have a jump start at life and not a late start because of programming. See, you can have all the goddamn money in the world, but if you don't have the knowledge, the money means nothing because all the money is going to do is reinforce the program. This is why money can't save us. Because all the money's going to do is make us go back into being comfortable, which is what? Blue pill. Comfortable with being in the matrix. I can have sex. I can eat. I can play video games. I can buy $1,500 belts because I can afford it. I can drive a Tesla because I can afford it. But I hate myself. I look outside the window of this 20-room mansion and cry every goddamn day. Money can't change that. Why you think when these hood chicks get a chance to be with these guys that got money, these rat dudes? Cause some of the girls I grew up with, they done messed with rappers before. I know a few of them. I ain't gonna say their names. I'm not even gonna say the rappers' names. But you know what? You know what they came back and said? That nigga just like these broke niggas. Yeah, because you thought that he wasn't. That's because you thought because he had money, he was gonna be so different. Just because you got money don't mean you intelligent. Don't mean you understand certain things about yourself. That don't mean shit. But if you're attached to money, you can attract a person that may not be good for you. And instead of you focusing on him not being good for you, what you should be focusing on the fact that you only with his ass because he a rapper. That's what you should be focused on, because therein lies your attachments. See? See? Your attachment is her fat ass, not the fact that she doesn't clean up, not the fact that she doesn't really have shit. She don't really have an education. You look past all that just to focus on that fat ass because your attachment is sex. It's not really the woman, it's sex. So you can't leave her alone because her ass is too fat. You can't leave her alone. And that's why whenever y'all arguing, she could throw that ass on you and shut you up. And you miserable, nigga. So I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. Um, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room to this to the website that I was reading this article from, so y'all can read it for yourselves, man. There's the link right there. Y'all could read it for yourselves, man. Before I go, Cash App $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV, man. Cash App $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Y'all go ahead and hit the Cash App up, man. Go ahead and hit this. Go ahead and hit the Cash App up for this real live game. Not trying to bamboozle you, but the real shit. The shit with no cut on it, no filter. Support your interests, man. And I appreciate all y'all that support. Everybody who has supported today. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can click that link, go and read the articles for yourself. So shout out to y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. I'm your host, DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, y'all, you gotta heal before we build. Gotta heal before we build. See y'all tonight. Peace.